Good afternoon, this is Ed Roy, and this is Acadiana SkyWarn. We have activated the SkyWarn network to try to give some information to anybody that might be interested in what's going on weather-wise at this time. We're going to go to a radar time lapse in just a second.
This is Acadiana SkyWarn. We have
Just a second here. Let me see if I can get the audio under
to
control.
try to give some information to anybody
that might be interested in what's going on weather-wise at this time. We're going to go to a radar time lapse in just a second.
This is Acadiana SkyWarn. We have
Just a second
activated
here. Let me see if I can get the audio.
Okay,
I think we have that audio problem under control now. And we'll be switching to the radar to check a look at what's going on as far as the current state of affairs. So here is Doppler radar. Okay, I think we have that audio problem under control now. And we'll be switching to the radar to check a look at what's going on as far as the current state of affairs. Here is another Doppler radar. Okay, I think we have that audio problem under control now. So we'll be switching to the radar to check the thunderstorm code, what's going on, tornado, Sweet Lake state of affairs. The individual cell is moving east, and the individual line is moving eastward at 40 miles an hour, and the individual cells are moving northeast with approximately tornado 55. Sweet Lake station. The individual cell is moving any sort of east. This is going to be a different panel view, and split this up into four panels. Northeast, we're going to take a look at tornado 55. For radar, the Doppler is indicating that there is a tornado in this vicinity, and we're starting to see that is right just around the Sweet Lake area. Wind gusts on the surface are up to 30 miles an hour, 30 knots, I should say, 43 miles an hour. Now this is a fairly thin line of thunderstorms. Once it continues to move through the area, it's going to be short-lived. The danger is going to be the winds ahead of the frontal system, and of course the brief spin-out tornadoes that could occur. Now this is a fairly thin line, and also ahead of the once it continues with these discrete thunderstorms. We have to watch these little bitty thunderstorms to see if they don't blossom very quickly into rotating thunderstorms. This is a fairly thin line, and also rotating thunderstorms that could produce discrete thunderstorms. So we'll watch that very carefully. Right now, here is the area of concern very quickly into, but also near Oberlin, there is an area of concern. If you have comments or questions, you're welcome to put them in the comment section. I'll probably see them and be able to answer any questions that you may have. So feel free to do that if you'd like. This is Acadiana SkyWarn. You're welcome to put them in the comment section. Okay, I think I've worked on the audio again, and I think we should be able to continue with this. It looks like we are going to see right in here, south of the Lake Charles, southeast of the Lake Charles area, and west of Lake Arthur, a tornado threat right now. A Doppler radar at Lake Charles, which is located right here, basically, is looking at some signatures that could indicate rotation and that the presence of a tornado on the ground. The Doppler, as you know, tracks raindrops, and those raindrops in this particular panel up on the upper right are showing the raindrops in their relative velocities toward or away from the antenna. So this particular situation shows the red are the raindrops that are moving away from the antenna, the green are the ones that are moving back toward the antenna. So whenever you have a bit of green and red intermixed there, you can pretty much bet that there's going to be some rotation. Now, At this point, the antenna is looking about 600 feet, so it's on the surface. But the further east you go or west you go, the higher the antenna is. So once it reaches the Lafayette area, for example, the antenna is right at 6,000 feet. That's the lowest weather that it can see. So it could see mid-level spin-ups, but that's about it. So that's why it's important to have the observations that we have on the ground. Let's see, I've got David saying, thanks for the info, Ed. It's a little tough to hear you, though. There are multiple tracks of your voice at different points in the weather bulletin. Sorry about that, David. I'm trying to work those things out, and we'll probably get them worked out in future deals. Hopefully it's settled down now, because I shut off the audio coming from YouTube. So we'll see, but thanks for poking in and taking a look. Here's the radar again, and we do have a tornado watch in effect until 7 p.m. this evening for all of southwest Louisiana. I suspect that once this line of thunderstorms moves through, that watch will start collapsing behind it, so they'll be clearing some areas. Like, for example, right now, I think Lake Charles is out of harm's way as far as severe thunderstorms or as far as strong straight line winds or tornadoes. So that line is quickly moving toward the east. But it's a very thin line. It's very fast moving about 40 to 45 miles an hour toward the east. Individual thunderstorms are moving toward the northeast along the line or up the line at approximately 55 miles an hour. Here in the lower right-hand panel, you can see that there's an awful lot of lightning, and that's what this is. These lightning strikes tell you how long ago we had lightning in that area. And so the white ones are the very fresh lightning strikes going back to the orange. Those are within the last 60 minutes. These are within the last 20 minutes, and that gives you an idea of what's going on there. Let's take a look here at Pine Prairie area, Oakdale. There is an indication of severe weather in that area. There were some spin-up indications, possibly tornadoes or mid-level rotation in those thunderstorms, which could produce a tornado. Right in here, for example, there looks like there could be some rotation as well, and that would be just southwest of Pine Prairie. Again, moving toward the northeast at 55, so if you're in Pine Prairie, you might want to keep a real close eye out on this particular weather situation. If you're a ham radio operator, I would encourage you to check in on 147.040 PL tone of 103.5, and we have observations that we take there from the field and pass them along to the National Weather Service over in Lake Charles. They appreciate those observations because it gives an idea of what the radar is seeing versus what we're seeing on the ground. And as you just saw, the radar beam, once it reaches the Lafayette area or central Acadiana, it's about 6,000 feet up in the air, so it can't see the real low-level stuff. All of us, of course, being on the surface, we can see that, and that's why those observations are very, very important. So, tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. We'll continue to monitor this situation and see what it produces. These thunderstorms are going to be cyclical thunderstorms. They're going to get stronger and they're going to get weaker, and we'll see those moving through the area at different strengths. So we're going to watch it. Now, Mamu, you're about to get into this line of thunderstorms. That's just to the west of you. Fenton, Welch, Jennings, that line of thunderstorms is just to the west of you. Crowley, I would say that line of thunderstorms would probably be in your vicinity within the next 15 to 20 minutes. So just so you'll have some idea of when to expect the violent or the at least potentially violent weather. So there you have it. If you have comments or if you have questions, just put them in the comment section. I can see those here on my screen, and that's always nice to watch. Here is a let's take a look at something else that might be of interest to you. Let's see. This is going to be more of a curiosity, I think, than anything else. but let's go ahead and put this in here. This is a wind flow document, and it shows how we're looking as far as the surface goes. These are surface winds. I'm going to move those up. These are what the winds look like at about 2,000 feet. So notice that we're starting to get this troughing in here, and that line of thunderstorms is going to have some northwesterly winds aloft. So right here is going to be a very, very strong convergence area for those thunderstorms and possibly cause some rotation. Let's see here. We are looking Thursday, Wednesday at 9 p.m., 5 p.m. I'm sliding the times back. So here's the 2 o'clock guess really as to what this is what the models say. This is the let's go to the GFS model, and that will show basically the same thing. Shows maybe the line a little bit. Here's the high rate rapid refresh model, and again, it's showing a lot of convergence along this frontal boundary. So that's why we're getting the severe weather, and that's why we're starting to see some of those thunderstorms rotate as they move through the area. Again, if you have comments, please leave them here so we can see what's going on and what you're curious about, and what we might be able to talk about to shed some light on this particular subject. Again, if you want to pass it along, you're welcome to do that. Just tell anybody that wants to peek in here to go to YouTube and search for Acadiana SkyWarn, 2 words. There we go. Let's go back to the radar. I'm going to make a quick announcement on the ham bands. This is WA5 Tango November Kilo, and we are accepting check-ins with or without weather observations at this time for the Acadiana SkyWarn network. Okay, got that done.
Kilo India 5 November Tango Charlie. No weather observations, just strong wind. Have no way of measuring it, but it's blowing out here in Egan, Louisiana.
Roger that, in Egan. Thank you, sir, for the observation. Would like your obs when this line moves through. Should be moving through your area fairly soon. Over.
Sorry, repeat that. I had my volume too loud. I didn't understand.
Yeah, I would like an observation when this line moves through your location.
Roger, okay. If I can keep my radio on, I will report it. It's Kilo India 5 November Tango Charlie, standing by.
November India Charlie, thank you, sir. WA5 Tango November Kilo, Acadiana SkyWarn. Information only. If you'd like to look at what I'm looking at on the radar, please go to YouTube and just search for Acadiana SkyWarn. We do have one discrete cell, it looks like, that's popped up near the Crowley area. We'll continue to watch that very carefully because these are fairly quick spin-ups when they do occur. So we'll watch that one. WA5 Tango November Kilo.
Roger, what was this site on YouTube?
Just search for Acadiana SkyWarn.
Will do. Kilo India 5 November Tango Charlie.
Okay, so here we are looking at the Doppler radar from the National Weather Service at Lake Charles. Hey Steve, good afternoon, welcome. And David, good. I think we got the audio thing set up here so it's not double tracking. Now, again, on the radar, as you probably well know, these little white pluses are the most recent lightning strikes, and this is a lot of lightning that's in this particular line of cells. The tornado warning southwest of Jennings has been allowed to expire, but we're going to watch this very carefully because, again, as I said, there's some potential little spin-ups here, like just southeast of Crowley. There's a heavy little thunderstorm that's moving up to the northeast. There it is, at about 55 miles an hour. So that gives a lot of potential for dynamics to develop there. And as you know, these are called discrete rotating cells, or they could be rotating cells. These are discrete cells that could become rotational. And if that's the case, a lot of times that's where you get the short track, in some cases the longer track tornadoes. Again, here's the wind flow coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. A lot of moisture coming in. We're getting higher dew points. Let's go back and take a look at what we're getting as far as dew points are concerned. For example, our dew point, our relative humidity here is 88%, and this is at Grand Chenier. At Abbeville, the relative humidity is, well, let's see, 77 and 66, it's 70%. So it's a little bit drier than over at Grand Chenier. That may be a good thing for us. In Lafayette, our relative humidity is 73%. So I think as we get more of this moisture in, of course this is closer to the Gulf, that's going to actually help to dampen some of the thunderstorm activity, the potential for the spin up of tornadoes. Acadiana SkyWarn, tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. Line of severe to near severe thunderstorms moving through Acadiana at this time, centered around Welch, moving eastward at 40 miles per hour. That means that they will be in the Lafayette area in approximately 1 hour and 15 minutes. So by approximately 3:45, we should have that line in the Lafayette area, central Lafayette. Of course, Crowley, that would mean that it will be in your area in about an hour. And Jennings, it should be in your area within the next 25 minutes. So this is the line of severe to near severe thunderstorms that's moving up toward the east. Go back and see what the tops of these thunderstorms are. Sometimes that's an indication of how strong they are. We're going to stop this loop here for just a second, go to the last one, and let's take a look. For example, right here, this thunderstorm near Welch has tops to right at 40,000 feet. So we're looking inside the thunderstorm now. A lot of vertical development. That's a pretty healthy thunderstorm. And volumetrically, let's take a look at that. These are the cloud tops, just a little over 40,000 feet. And here's a pretty good rain shaft with the back end of that thunderstorm. If we do get tornadoes in the area today, they will be rain wrapped. So I don't think there's going to be much to go outside and look for, and you'd want to do that anyhow. So what we would do to tell whether or not there's a tornado possibly forming in a thunderstorm is if you're outside looking at the thunderstorm, you're facing it, and the wind is coming from your back and headed into the thunderstorm, that's an inflow boundary. And there's a possibility that that is, in fact, going to be a tornado-producing thunderstorm. New tornado warning just went into effect. Let's stop that and see what it's about. So we have severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado near Lacassine National Wildlife Refuge, moving eastward at 45 miles an hour. And we do have a tornado warning based on that for the next few minutes. Again, these are very short-lived spin-ups, and there we go. And could possibly produce some short-lived tornadoes. This is actually the National Weather Service radar right here at Lake Charles. That's where it's located, and it's right at the National Weather Service office on the airport at Lake Charles. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a good portion of northern St. Landry Parish. Let's take a look at it. Central Rapides, Evangeline Parish of Wills Parish, North Central St. Landry, Northeastern Allen Parish until 2:45. So we have another 20 minutes on that one. And that's the line of severe thunderstorms that's marching through the area at this point. If you have any comments or questions, please go ahead and type them out in the comment section, and we'll look at them. Well, the weather out there this afternoon, I think I saw an observation that just came in right here. This is thunderstorm wind damage to northeast of Cheneyville in Rapides, and that was reported by law enforcement. Power poles down across the road, possibly a tornado. There was an indication of a tornado in this area just a little while ago, and there still is. Here's a tornado watch remains in effect. Tornado warning for southeastern Rapides Parish is canceled. Okay, so this is canceled now. Very shortly, Marksville is going to be out of danger here, as is Alexandria. It looks like Alexandria, if you're watching this in Alexandria, that the danger has gone east of you now, east of Oberlin, about to head into Ville Platte. So if you're in Ville Platte, watch the situation as it unfolds. Again, if you have any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to jot them down there, and we'll address them. Wind's kicking up here for sure. And again, these are the surface winds that are going through the area. Let's see if we can zoom in maybe just a little bit. These are the winds at 3,000 feet. Notice we get up to winds at flight level 340, and this is 34,000 feet. Those winds are from the southwest, and that's why basically those thunderstorms are heading toward the northeast. These are the steering level winds for those thunderstorms, or at least some of them. And if you see cloud tops here, you're going to see the anvil blow off, and it's going to be facing in the northeasterly direction. Back down to the surface, and I'm going to do this fairly slowly. You'll see how the winds near the surface, this is flight level 100, 10,000 feet, and here is the surface. So we're getting a lot of convergence right in here, but these winds are still at the bottom of this long wave trough, and that's what's driving the thunderstorms up toward the northeast. We don't have that much shear, so I'm surprised we're getting as much rotation as we're getting, but there's a lot of velocity, and the low-level jet winds are feeding into this line. And again, I think that could cause some rotation to start off. All right, we'll go back to the radar. again, this is Acadiana SkyWarn. Ham radio operators are encouraged to check in if they're properly licensed, a 147.040 megahertz, PL tone of 103.5, and if you're interested in becoming a trained SkyWarn spotter, and we'd love to have you do that, then just let me know. Send a message here, and we'll make sure we can at some point tell you when the next little batch of training takes place. It's a windy afternoon in South Louisiana. Acadiana SkyWarn has activated, and on the network we're accepting check-ins with or without weather observations. Again, the weather observations, we pass those along to the National Weather Service, and they can make some pretty good informed decisions as to what's going on within the surface to about 6,000 feet. As you know, when the radar beam from Lake Charles gets into central Acadiana, the Lafayette area, it can't see below 6,000 feet. And so this observation process that we have set up is very, very helpful to the National Weather Service. Okay, let's see if we have anything there. Okay, this tornado warning has expired. Again, the tornadoes that we have are going to be very short-lived tornadoes. A lot of lightning with this. As you can see, it's marching eastward at about 45 miles an hour. I'm going to go back down to one panel. Just before we do that, let me show you what we're doing here. This is the base reflectivity. So this is where it's raining the hardest. These are the velocities up in the upper right-hand screen that we're looking at here, and these are the raindrop particles that we're seeing from the Doppler algorithms that tell us whether or not the raindrops are going to or from or toward the antenna. Here's the antenna at Lake Charles. The red dots, or the red area, those are raindrops, or air, if you will, supporting those raindrops that's moving away from the antenna. And the green would be dots that are moving back toward the antenna. So we have to watch in areas like this, for example, whether or not there's any rotation starting, which could indicate the presence of a tornado. Then down in this screen on the bottom right, this is normalized rotation, and basically what that does is it looks for areas of shear, and it reports it as a value of basically plus or minus 0 to plus or minus 2 or 3. So it goes basically from -2 to approximately 3. And this again tells us whether or not there's rotation in a cell. This is the correlation coefficient, and we watch this to see what kind of echoes the radar is seeing. Many times if you have a strong enough tornado and it's actually picking up debris and throwing it aloft, the radar can tell that that's not rain, and it'll show what's called a debris ball, which will be a blue ball basically in the middle of one of these. We don't have anything on the radar that looks like it would be strong enough to produce that this afternoon, and I doubt seriously if we will, but again, we can watch this as it moves on through. So tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. We're going to continue to watch that and take observations from the ham radio operators on the SkyWarn network, the Acadiana SkyWarn network. And that's something that's open to all ham radio operators. If you have ever wanted to become a ham radio operator, this is a great way to serve your community, helping with emergency traffic or or with weather observations. And the ham community does a lot of good, so I would encourage you to get in touch. Look for w5ddl.org. That's the local ham club, or just Google Lafayette Area Ham Radio Club and get in touch. They offer classes, and it's very simple now to get a license. It's a lot simpler now than it used to be, since there's no more Morse code requirements. So if you want to help out with this, please look into becoming a ham radio operator. Again, if you're watching this, this is live, and this is the Doppler radar from the National Weather Service at Lake Charles. Very dynamic weather situation today here in South Louisiana. I was talking to some friends up in the Cleveland, Cincinnati area, and they've had snow as recently as early this morning. And I just broke my heart to tell them that we had temperatures in the 70s, mid-70s. So, although we have to put up with this, we don't have to put up with snow, which is probably fine. We get it about as often as it's interesting, and then we don't get it, and that's nice. Let's go back and see what this rain report is. I'm moving the radar backwards. Okay, so this was a report of rain. Time of report was 9:31 Zulu. That was this morning. Okay, line of thunderstorms is now moving into the Jennings area. Looks like Welch just went through Welch, and it's just about moving into the Jennings area. So Jennings, you're going to be getting some heavy rain there for a brief period of time, and then your threat of severe weather is going to be pretty much over, I think. In fact, I think there's a good chance that since this is coming through, here it is only 2:37, 2:40, we could very easily see some sunshine before sunset this evening. I think this stuff is going to be fairly short-lived, although it's moving very quickly and dynamically. There's not a lot of thickness to this line of thunderstorms, so that's a good thing. We're going to be in and out of it fairly quickly. Again, if you have any comments or questions, please put them in the comment section, type them out, and I'll see them here, and we'll try to deal with those. And you can see how quickly those thunderstorms are moving eastward. So it won't be very long before they'll be in the Lafayette area. We'd said about 3:45, so about an hour from now, I think, is when we will see those thunderstorms in the area. I'm trying to get some other data up on this map. I'm not that familiar with this particular map, but it's a pretty cool map at windy.com. Okay, so these are the gusts. This is the rain. new snow. Guess what? No snow. And here's our line of thunderstorms. And this is predictive. This is where the line will be at 5 p.m. So it will be between Lafayette and Baton Rouge. Our temperature then should be 71 degrees. Clouds, notice that there's some clearing back here. And again, this is the forecast from the models. And this is from the GFS and the high rate rapid refresh. This is the NAM, or the North American model. Again, notice that a lot of the dynamics are a little bit above us here. Waves out in the Gulf of Mexico. Some 20-foot waves being forecast right in here. And right along the coast, some 6 to 7 foot waves. Swells would look like this. Sea temperatures. Pretty warm out there. See, these are warm eddies, they're called, in the Gulf of Mexico, as you probably well know. And there's normally about 3 to 5 of these things swirling around at any one time. Here's the satellite loop. Well, I guess it would help if I'd put this on there, wouldn't it? There you go. Now that's a satellite loop showing that we have some clearing right back here in East Texas. Thanks, Steve. That was that was a mechanical problem. There's a loose nut behind the wheel here. That's why it didn't switch. But I think we got it now. I'm still trying to learn this software. It's pretty cool stuff. It's the OBS, the open source broadcast software studio, and it's really neat. I think it's going to be a big plus in sharing weather information like this. Tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. The western portions of Louisiana, I think, are out of danger now as far as the severe weather is concerned. We are going to watch very carefully. Let's go back over to the radar, and I'm going to switch this radar to the one panel so we can look at it. And here comes the lightning, and here comes the line. There we go. So this line is just now moving through the Jennings area. Again, if you'd like to share this link, please do so. Or just encourage anybody that's interested in weather just to search for Acadiana SkyWarn. We'll always slug the broadcast as that. Let me mute myself out here for just a second, and I'm going to make a call on the repeater. Be right back. Well, good afternoon again. This is Lafayette SkyWarn, and we are tracking severe weather to near severe weather that's moving into and through Acadiana this afternoon. Tornado watch in effect until, what time? Until 7 o'clock this evening. And we're going to look at the radar, we're going to look at the satellite information, we're going to try to keep you pinpoint posted on if and when we see anything dangerous that may show up on the radar. So let's go back and look at the radar now and see exactly what it is showing. I've gone down to the one panel mode and kind of zoomed in here. The line, as you can see, is just now moving through Welch. And ahead of that line, we had wind gusts of 46 miles an hour at the Jennings Airport. Pretty good winds. New Iberia has wind gusts of 52 miles an hour right now, which is an impressive wind for just a geostrophic wind or a pressure gradient wind. And here comes that line. This box indicates a severe thunderstorm warning for Allen Parish. That's been canceled, I see. So tornado watch does remain in effect until 7 o'clock tonight. So hopefully the dynamics will stay as they are. Let's see, we've got a little something over here. What is it? Okay, lawn furniture, trash cans displaced, small twigs broken. And that's with wind gusts of 40 miles an hour. 39 miles an hour in Donaldsonville, 40 miles an hour here in the reserve area. Pretty consistent wind flow, gust of 44 miles an hour. Now these are reported in knots but converted to miles an hour. For example, this is gust of 38 knots, which would equal 44 miles an hour. Again, here's a gander at the satellite information, and you'll notice those clouds over in East Texas. Let's see what else we can dream up with these parameters. This is, like I said, a really cool site. Here's the thunderstorm activity. And this is predicted to be at that location. It's predictive radar at 5 o'clock this afternoon. All right, let's see here. These are cloud tops, but I don't see the legends. I would think that this would indicate about 40,000 feet. That's where the cloud tops have been running most of the day. And again, here's the surface wind flow. So by 5 o'clock, those winds should be a little bit more out of the southwest. Some tornado warnings in effect up here in the northeastern portion. Let's see if we can find out. So we had a thunderstorm wind damage in Richland Parish, reported by law enforcement. 2 semi-trucks blown on their sides across I-20 in Richland Parish. So that was either a straight line wind or just a geostrophic wind. Probably not a tornado, it's hard to say.
WA5TMK, this is K5X.
There is a possibility that these thunderstorms are ramping up a little bit in strength. So we're going to have to watch those very carefully. And I do believe I see some strengthening in these thunderstorms. In fact, I do. The line...
KI5ADS. Well, kudos to you guys for the Acadiana SkyWarn.
Okay, so back to the radar here. It looks as though these thunderstorms are popping up a little bit. Let's go to the end frame. Here's a new severe thunderstorm warning. Northern Lafayette Parish, yeah. And you can see what this says up until 3:45 this afternoon. So that's pretty much what we talked about. This line is now increasing in strength and could produce some wind gusts to 60 and some small hail and possibly some spin-up tornadoes. So in addition to the tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect now that includes all of this area from north of Marksville down through I-10. We'll put this back in motion so it continues to show us what's going on.
Kilo India 5, November Tango Charlie. The rain has just hit Egan.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick bio break, but I'm going to leave the radar up so you can watch it. Watch these thunderstorms as they continue to move eastward, and notice that the let's go back to the 4-panel really quickly, and we'll put the Okay, we've got cloud tops in here now. And I wanted to see what that was looking like. These are the echo tops. Looks like there could be a little spin up around Marksville. Watching this in the Marksville area. Be advised that there could be a little spin up tornado right here. Tops here 30 to 40,000 feet. Pretty much as we watched, we're going to watch this very carefully to see if these things are growing in tower size. So, as I said, bio break. I'll be right back. Okay, we're still watching those thunderstorms as they march in from the west. Looking at this bottom left screen, and this is giving us cloud tops. So it looks like the cells in the Ville Platte area are getting a little bit stronger at this time. Yeah, I was looking at these cells out ahead of the radar, and they look like they're pretty much garden variety. But we're going to have to watch those very carefully as they move through the area. Wind gust in New Iberia to 52 miles an hour. Steadily blowing at 31 miles an hour with gusts to 52. So that's pretty impressive. A lot of lightning with this. Wind gust in Lafayette to 41. Okay, Crowley, you're about 10 minutes away from that line moving into your area. Again, tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect with this line of thunderstorms until 3:45 this afternoon. This is the SkyWarn Network, Acadiana SkyWarn Network, and we do have a tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. Currently looking at Doppler radar from the National Weather Service of Lake Charles. The heaviest thunderstorms are in that box that's described as the severe thunderstorm warning area from roughly Jennings to Lafayette northward. And we do have that line of thunderstorms moving in at this time. Okie dokie, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for northern Lafayette Parish all the way over to the Crowley area. Some of that warning area is being cleared behind this line. Notice we've got some stuff falling off between Crowley and Jennings, and that line is moving eastward at approximately 45 miles per hour. Individual thunderstorms are moving northeastward at 55 miles an hour. Let's take a look at the satellite, and you'll notice that what we had talked about is the upper level wind shear from the west and southwest. And you can see here pretty much the blow off from these thunderstorms. That's the whitish returns as opposed to the darker returns, which are lower level clouds. But you can see how the wind is catching those tops and blowing them off to the north and east, and that's why those thunderstorms are moving in that direction. And down here there's some wind flow from the northwest, so that's helping to push this whole process along down to the east. Okay, let's go back to the radar. Here's the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms, and this is the blow off that goes on to the top. Okay, I'm going to go back to this particular deal right here. Okay, just southwest of Church Point, there's a big cell that's topping off now at about 45,000 feet. So this cell is growing, and that's good justification for this severe thunderstorm warning until 3:45 this afternoon. Issued at 3:05, and canceled the portion of it that was for Jeff Davis Parish, but the rest of it still remains in effect until 3:45. A lot of lightning with that. Don't be surprised if you see a good bit of lightning.
Kilo India 5, Golf India Yankee, Marble.
Okay, we've got a pretty good idea on the radar here of what's going on as far as Alrighty, let's see here. Okay, just got a report from the Richard area. Hold on just a second, got another ham calling. I'm going to stay zoomed in here since we, I think, have probably more people in this immediate area than far flung out. So you can see here's Crowley, here's Rain, here's that line just between Rain and Crowley right now, moving eastward at 45. So it should be here just any minute now.
Kilo India 5 November Tango Charlie SkyWarn. We've lost power in Eagan, Louisiana.
Okay, I understand you lost power in Eunice, is that correct?
We hear somebody coming. I don't know who it is, but if anybody can relay it, he was wanting weather ops in Eagan. We are out of power in Eagan, Louisiana.
Okay, I'm direct. I understand you lost power in Egan. Thank you very much for the obs, WA510K. Station calling, go ahead. Right, sir, thank you very much, appreciate it. Okay, we've got a a new area of concern right in here. Let's see if I can stop this and go to the end. Right in here, just to the, well, right in the Church Point branch area. This could possibly be some severe weather spinning up right here, right now. And by spinning up, I mean a thunderstorm starting to rotate, possibly some small hail in this system. But this is what's more of a concern. Notice that there's a bow echo, and that indicates the presence of possibly some very strong winds. So be on the lookout for that if you are in the Branch Church Point rain area. We'll start this back up again. Okay, we're following the advance of this line of thunderstorms. It's moving rather rapidly, about 45 miles an hour through Acadia Parish, headed for western Lafayette Parish. If you experience any extreme weather in your location and you're not checked into the SkyWarn network, please pass the observations along here on your comment section. And I'll pass them along to National Weather Service over in Lake Charles. Okay, little thunderstorm just went through Sunset, zipping right along. Sunset, you're about to get another small thunderstorm line coming through. The main line is now a Church Point to Branch to rain, about just about Dusson. Well, just actually on the rain line between Crowley and Rain. Some heavy thunderstorm activity at Lachelle, Opelousas. This could require a warning. Well, actually, there's already a warning in effect for severe thunderstorms in that area. Expect impressive lightning as well. Just passed along the observation I got on the SkyWarn radio network from Ham observer in Egan. Power is out in the Egan area. Okay, it looks like that line is now just crossed through Crowley and is between Crowley and Rain. And looks like some very heavy weather just southeast of Crowley. Thunderstorm is growing in intensity at that point. We're seeing some shear in these, but I think these are rainers. I don't think they're going to be hailers, and I don't think they're going to be producing tornadoes right here. But we will have to watch it very carefully as this line comes through. Get ready for some lightning and some strong surface winds. High wind warning is in effect. Tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. As this line goes through, it should not last at your location more than about 10 minutes. This thing is really zipping on through. Heavy thunderstorm developing just southeast of Crowley. It'll be moving northeastward toward rain in about the next 10 minutes. Lafayette currently reporting wind gusts to 45 miles an hour, sustained winds, southerly at 20, gusting to 45. So that's tropical storm force winds in the Lafayette area at this point. Some gusts of 50, it seems. Okay, looks like that line is now over the rain area. Okay, good. And information only. Jennings now has a northwesterly wind that up to the gust of 30. So their danger is now diminished. Heaviest cell right now appears to be just southwest of Sunset and moving northeastward rapidly. Also a very heavy cell about 6 miles southwest of Rain, about 4 miles south of Crowley, moving northeastward at 45. National Weather Service just thanked the observation and the observer from Egan for the power outage observation. Thank you very much. That's going to go into the national reporting system.
K4GQA on 04.
K4GQE, WA510K, go ahead.
Okay, no traffic. I'm just checking in. Fixing to run north on 49. I thought maybe I'd get over here.
Yeah, what's your location right now?
I'm in the northeast Lafayette over here on East Willow.
Yeah, if you can give it 20 minutes before you head north on I-49, you're going to be in much better shape.
Well, right now it's actually looking pretty good. I'm not seeing the trees rock too much. Probably right now I'm seeing about 15 knot winds. That's about it.
Okay. I just wanted to mention that to you.
Yeah, I am aware of the cell that you're talking about. I am aware. If traffic is thick, then I'll take your suggestion. That's kind of the thought I was working. K4GQE.
Okay, this is WA5TNK, Acadiana SkyWarn, and we do have a line of severe thunderstorms approaching from the west. It looks like those thunderstorms are now increasing in intensity, and they will be moving through the area in the next 15 minutes through central Lafayette Parish and through central Acadiana. This is going to be a stretched line from north of Opelousas down through the Abbeville area. WA5TNK. This is Acadiana SkyWarn, line of severe thunderstorms moving into and through western Lafayette Parish at this time, just moving out of eastern Acadia Parish and moving eastward at 45 miles per hour. Surface wind gust of 45 in the Lafayette area and up to 52 gusts in the New Iberia area. Wind gust in the Abbeville area up to 43, and it looks like this line is moving rapidly toward the east. So be prepared in the next 15 minutes for some very gusty winds. Yeah, station calling on the 040, go ahead.
Kilo 5, November Foxtrot Bravo. Am I hitting the repeater okay, or am I still scratching?
A little scratchy, but readable. Go ahead. All right, Brad, thanks. It's Ed, Echo Delta, and what is your weather observation in the Jennings area?
All right, my bad. I guess you're doing
All right, Brad, thanks for the obs. I appreciate it. It looks like that line is through you now and moving. It's about 35 miles behind you if you're headed westbound. And so you ought to have clear sailing here except for strong winds.
Saddle up headed east, but I'll be in the area. Kilo 5, November Foxtrot Bravo, turning it back over to Texas.
Roger that. Thank you, sir. WA5 Tango November Kilo. Acadiana SkyWarn stations with or without obs. Please come now. Okay, so we're looking at the radar. I've got it 4-paneled out here. The left panel, upper left panel, is the rain panel. The upper right panel is the velocities panel, the raindrop velocities, whether they're traveling to or from the radar. And in this case, I don't see any rotation in there. Maybe a little bit south of Church Point, but nothing of great consequence. The thunderstorms seem to be increasing and decreasing cyclically very quickly. The heaviest thunderstorm that I'm seeing now, if you look in the bottom left panel, is south of Church Point, between Rain and Church Point, and again moving northeastward at about 45 miles per hour. The little crosses here, the white ones, are the most recent lightning strikes. So this line is producing some very intense lightning. Be careful with that as well. This is Acadiana SkyWarn. A4GQE, go ahead with your obs.
Okay, I'm up here around exit 4, Karen Crow, northbound, 49. Have about gust of about 35, 40. I don't have a wind direction at this time, or all I can say is coming from the west. Feels like outflow from the south. Light precip at this time. Looks like it may get heavier.
Yes, Sad. Well, there's some heavier precip just west of I-49. So be cautious in that area. WA5 TMK, thanks for the ops. Okay, just north of Dusson, it looks like we're having a buildup of a cycle up there. It's moving up to the northeast again at 50, roughly 45 to 48 miles per hour. Tornado watch in effect until 7. Currently there are some thunderstorms in Lafayette Parish that are capable of producing tornadoes. We're watching, however, not seeing any rotation at this point indicated by radar. However, there is a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until, well, let's see how long. I think it's been reissued. Stand by. We'll find out. Okay, so this thunderstorm warning, it doesn't say it's officially been extended, but it should be, and I'm sure that it has not lost any of its strength. In fact, it's gaining strength. So, severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for western Lafayette Parish at this time. Yeah, I just got an obs from the ham radio side. If you're not on that net, you probably didn't hear it. But I just got an obs that the rain is now slacking off a little bit along I-10 and west of rain. This line will take about 10 to 15 minutes to move through. Okay, this is Acadiana SkyWarn. We have a thunderstorm that is increasing in intensity right in the vicinity of Carencro and between Cankton and Carencro. If you're in that area, take precautions at this time. It doesn't look like there's any rotation in there of any consequence, but it does look like there's some very strong winds. So you can experience some winds of up to 60 miles an hour. Individual thunderstorms moving northeastward at 45 to 50 miles per hour. This is Acadiana SkyWarn. We are receiving some wind reports, or damage reports from winds out of this line of thunderstorms as it moves through. Go ahead with your obs.
Okay, alright, it's slacking off up here at the 14, but at the 13.5 mile marker, 2-car MVA, non-injuries, they're on the shoulder, not blocking traffic. It looks like they're waiting for authorities. They seem to be okay. There's no threats at this time regarding that situation. Looks like a hydroplane following a too close scenario.
Okie doke, thank you very much for the obs and the report. Do appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, I don't know if you were able to hear that, but just got a report from one of our SkyWarn spotters saying that up around the 13-mile marker on I-49 there appeared to be a 2-vehicle accident. So the weather is causing some problems up in that area at this time. If it's a possibility you don't have to be there, don't be there right now. Also, some very heavy thunderstorms north of Kaplan, headed toward the northeast, or basically toward southern Lafayette Parish at this time. Very heavy line. Another severe thunderstorm warning. Let me give it to the net as well. This is WA5 Tango November Kilo. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for a large portion of Lafayette Parish northward until 4:45, another hour roughly. Severe thunderstorms appear to be north of Kaplan, moving northeastward at approximately 50 miles per hour.
I'll be standing down, sir.
5QKH, WA5 TNK, thank you very much for participating. Okay, this is Acadiana SkyWarn, and we do have a line of thunderstorms through central Lafayette moving eastward at 45 miles per hour. We have had some damage reports of power lines and property damage in the Church Point area, and that's occurred within the last 15 minutes. That portion of the line is strong and it's moving up toward the northeast very quickly at approximately 45 to 50 miles per hour. This is Acadiana SkyWarn broadcasting live on YouTube. And as you can see, we have a line of very heavy to severe thunderstorms moving through central Lafayette at this time, approximately 40 miles per hour, 40 to 45 miles per hour in forward speed. Very heavy rain accompanying this line of thunderstorms, as well as intense lightning. Tornado watch in effect until 7 o'clock this evening. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 4:45. Hi, baby. Well, it looks like the severe threat has moved east of Lafayette. I'm being called away to another meeting. So thank you for joining us, and we're going to secure the net at this time. Acadiana SkyWarn net ceasing operation at this time.